So now that we've defined the problem, we've hypothesized the solution, it's time to figure out who the customer is. Where does your customer hang out? What do they like to do for fun? Are they on social media? Do they hang out more on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook? You have to define the customer. And by doing that, you have to get out and have conversations. So let's hypothesize who the customer is. Going back to 7 a.m. as a reference point, our customer was the millennial who's interested in pop culture, but maybe dealing with some wellness issues and not know how to address them. So what I did is I went and I talked to the different platforms. I know that millennials like to hang out on Instagram. I know that Facebook is a little bit more skewed. And I know that in terms of Twitter, the conversation is consistently text. And I know millennials, particularly for our platform, 7 a.m., we wanted to be very, very visual. So we chose Instagram. I focused on Instagram and I put content on Instagram daily, maybe 2 to 3 times a day. And I had conversations with the millennials who were interested in the content. By way of doing this and finding them, I would go to other competitors who are like-minded and directly engage their audience. So for example, 7 a.m., there were other competition out there that had a similar audience, and I would go speak to them. This led us to finding our exact customer. It also led us to conversations that were bigger than what we thought. So people, additional contributors would come to the platform and they would want to write for 7 a.m. They would want to place their content on 7 a.m. So it not only helped us to find the customer, but it allowed us to scale. And that was super important for me. So where does your customer hang out? Do they like the coffee shop? Do they hang out on Instagram? Do they hang out on Facebook? Do they hang out on Twitter? Do they hang out on Snapchat? Let's define your customer. What I want you to do is create a customer persona. Go ahead and write down the customer's age, the customer's gender, the customer's race, what they like to do for fun, what they like to do for work, and define a persona. Almost make it feel like a real person is sitting and you are talking to that person, all right? And once you have that customer persona, then we will go ahead and dive into how to actually talk to that customer and meet them where they are.